Hello everyone, I'm Video Game Hazard, back for some more Pokemon Fire Red. In the last episode, we defeated the Pokemon League and became the champion of the Kanto region. And this time, we're back to take on the post-game content of Pokemon Fire Red. And I don't know if I've shown this before, but apparently, whenever you reopen the game, I don't know why I said apparently. Whenever you reopen the game, you'll get a little recap of what you did the last time you played. And for me, it's showing that I beat the Elite Four and the champion. I don't know why they skipped Lorelei, but whatever. I had a marvelous battle with Champion Gary. He sent out Arcanine, I sent out Lapras. It gives you a little bit of a battle rundown, sort of, kind of, maybe. But anyway, with all that done, we're now back here in Pallet Town. And look who it is! It's Professor Oak to greet me.
Ah, Andrew, you're back, are you? How much have you filled in your Pokedex? May I see it? Let's see. You've caught 64. That's the Nintendo number. Now this is impressive. There's something I wanted to ask of you, Andrew. Come, follow me.
All right, let's go into Professor Oak's lab again, if I could speak, because he apparently has something to show us.
Recently, there have been sightings of many rare Pokemon species. I'm talking about Pokemon that have never been seen in Kanto. I would love to go see things for myself, but I'm much too old. Since I can't do it, Andrew, I'd like you to go in my place.
Hey, I heard that. Gramps, what's with favoring Andrew over me all the time? That is a bit weird considering he's your blood relative, but whatever. I went and collected more Pokemon and faster too, but you're not the champion. You should just let me handle everything.
I know. Of course I need your help too. Now I need to see both of your Pokedexes.
So he takes our Pokedexes. ... And
that's done. Now these units can record data on a lot more Pokemon.
So our Pokedex gets upgraded.
Now Andrew and Gary, this time you really must work towards filling your Pokedexes. I urge you to make them the best and the most complete of all time. Truly, this is a monumentally great undertaking in Pokemon history.
Gramps, calm down. Don't get so excited. I'll get the Pokedex completed. Don't you worry about a thing. I think I'll try looking around one island first. Anyways, I'm out of here. And do you have anything else to say, Professor Oak?
Pokemon around the world wait for you, Andrew.
Thanks. Anyway, yes, as Professor Oak mentioned, there are more Pokemon not native to the Kanto region that have started showing up recently. And as such, he has upgraded our Pokedex to have the National Mode. This will be where we can see info on Pokemon not native to Kanto. And as Gary alluded to, the first place that we should be going to is One Island. But I have one other stop I'd like to make first. If you fly to Cerulean City and then head up to Route 24, there is something that I technically could have shown before, but decided not to until now. If we surf down this pathway right here, or river rather, there's this guy. This is Cerulean Cave. Horribly strong Pokemon live inside there. It takes a very special trainer to be allowed inside there. You'd have to be strong enough to become the Pokemon League champion for starters, and you would have to have made a great achievement. So yes, this guy would be gone if you were playing the original Pokemon Red and Blue and had defeated the champion. But in Fire Red and Leaf Green, there's a little more that we have to do. And apparently there's a trainer over here that I forgot to battle. Okay, now that we're done roasting some Paras and Parasect that I really should have dealt with before, yes, Cerulean Cave will not open up until we have done a little more than just become the League champion. And as such, we're going to be heading off to the Sevii Islands, because that's where we need to do some things before we can actually go in there. So if we fly back to Vermilion City and then head down to the harbor, we can, as we've established before, go to the Sevii Islands from here. I do also want to mention that, as I alluded to before, there is technically a way to get into the harbor and surf around and find some hidden items. However, you can only do this if you have managed to obtain surf before the SS Anne leaves the harbor. And usually that's pretty difficult to do unless you trade over a Pokemon with surf. I will show on screen a map of what the area looks like. The only real things of note there are a hidden lava cookie, which is effectively the same thing as a full heal, so it's pretty useful, and a rather infamous truck that was the source of many playground rumors back in the day. We'll go over that in the future, but for now, we're gonna head off to One Island. So back here on One Island, the first thing we want to do is head up to the net center and also have my repel wear off. And we're going to talk to Celio. So, oh, is that right? You've caught more Pokemon. Do you know what? Maybe I can be useful to you. I'm modifying the network machine right now. I'm changing it so it can handle trades over long distances. When I get finished, you'll be trading for exotic Pokemon from trainers far away. But there's a slight catch. For the link to work, the machine needs a special gemstone. It's supposed to be on One Island, but I haven't found one yet. Who knows where it could be? I was trying to find the gem even while I was studying. As a result, I've made no headway in both my search and studies. If I relied on Bill, I'm sure my research would progress. But this time I want to try to do things by myself. And yet, you're gonna have me deal with it anyway. Also, sorry for messing up the dialogue read before. I meant to go grab Psyduck out of the PC first, because I want to use it as an HM user for a little while. But I, without thinking, went to talk to Celio first and then wanted to back out, but realized I couldn't, so that's why I didn't read that first line. But anyway, he needs help finding a particular gemstone that is here on One Island, which he does not know the location of, but luckily for him, I do. If we return to Mount Ember, you may remember that there were some Team Rocket grunts over here.
Woo, punch through at last. Let's go treasure hunting. Any treasure we find, we haul back to the warehouse, understood? Oh, and what are the passwords at the Pokemon warehouse, I mean? What? You forgot the password? There are actually two. The first one's Goldeen Needlog. Oh, I forgot about that one. That's funny. And the second one is... Hey, this snoop's been listening in. Yes, I have. And now I'm here to beat that second password out of you. I don't know where I was going with that, but whatever. Alright, so these guys are just regular Team Rocket grunts. Nothing too special about them, but their presence here does show us that despite us beating despite us beating Giovanni, Team Rocket is still around and kicking. Who knows what they're up to at the moment, but all we know is that we need to stop whatever it is they're doing. So this guy just has a Cubone and a Marowak. Not too worried about that. Flamethrower should just be able to one-shot it. Yes, it can. Very good. And then, am I gonna have to fight the second guy? Let's see. Why'd you have to win? Because I'm the best, and also the champion. They're not mutually exclusive. Trying to horn in on our treasure? You don't bet on it. Well, I kind of want that treasure for myself, and if it's what I think it is, I especially need it for my good friend Celio. Oh, you just have Rattata. That's kind of boring. You can take a Dragon Claw, because that's my weakest move. Yep, sure enough, that's a one-shot. And what else do you have? You have Eradicate. Can't say I'm surprised by that. Let's burn that one with a good old Flamethrower. And that is definitely enough for a one-shot. Then you have a Sandshrew. I guess we can do another Dragon Claw. Your defenses should be low enough. Indeed they are. And let me guess, you have a Sand Slash as your last one. You sure do. I know how to call him, I guess.
And we'll use a Blastburn on you just for fun, even though it's probably not necessary. So take you out, and that's both of these Rocket Grunts dealt with. And Mustafar grew to level 57. Very nice. Wait, but how? Develop amnesia conveniently and forget everything you heard! What a setback. We'll have to regroup. You, don't even think about taking a step inside here. If you know what's good for you, don't even think about this. Well, I don't know what's good for me, so let's head right in here to this other section of Mount Ember, where if we head... Okay, well, my repel wore off, and all I ran into was a typical Geodude, go figure. But if we head down into this lower area, there's actually a new Pokemon that can appear here. And you are not it. In the meantime, let's keep heading further down. There are a lot of Rock Smash boulders around here, as well as Strength boulders that we need to push, which is why I brought Psyduck along for this. I actually taught it Strength, Rock Smash, and Surf. That Pokemon still isn't the one I want to find. So let's just push these boulders out of the way, and continue down this ladder. I don't believe there are any items here, except for one that we'll see before too long. But let's push this boulder out of the way, and then down into this corner. Ah, there it is. This is a Slugma, our first Pokemon that we've seen not native to Kanto. I am going to attempt to catch this. It may be difficult since I am not really in a position to weaken it, but I'm just gonna try throwing some Great Balls and see if that works. And it did. Cool. So now that we have the Slugma, that will appear in the National Pokedex, which I may as well go ahead and show. A common sight in volcanic areas, it slowly slithers around in a constant search for warm places. So here in the National Pokedex, you can see Slugma is listed here. This is a Pokemon native to the Johto region. And this is the only place that can be found, just in this spot in Mount Ember on one island. More Pokemon from other regions will show up here, but for now, it's just going to be Slugma. Anyway, we can head further in before I'm reminded that I need to turn on some Super Repels so I don't run into any more wild Pokemon, because we've already found the Slugma that I wanted to find, so no need to run into anything else. If we head down here, we have these plaques all around. This is Braille, an alphabet that is used by blind people who, obviously can't see. So Braille is used as a usually touch-based method of reading for blind people. I'm visually impaired myself, so I learned a bit of Braille when I was younger, and while I'm a little rusty these days, I do still remember some of it. I know that all these panels here are basically just showing the alphabet. So like up here is like ABC, this is DEF, GHI, and so on. And then off to the side here, I believe this is a period, and this is a comma. And basically these are here to act as a guide for you, because we have a bit more Braille to read on this panel right here. So if we go ahead and read that, it says, everything has meaning. Existence has meaning. Being alive has meaning. Have dreams, use power. Very cryptic. But as we can see right here, the ruby's on this pedestal. And now with that ruby collected, we can head back out of this place. And if you want a shortcut back to the entrance, I will show that there is another path off to the right here that you can take, which will, if I could not be interrupted by repels running out, Oh, did I messed that up. Okay, so now if we go back here, I can do this correctly and then head down this pathway, which does indeed, if we could stop getting more ladders, it loops back to the start of this ruby path, as it's commonly known as, even though it's just technically another part of Mount Ember. But now that we have the ruby, let's head back to Celio. Alright, Celio, I've got that ruby you wanted. I better not hear anything else from you. Oh, that's... It's the ruby! It's an item jingle. Thank you, Andrew. You're simply amazing. Is that actually the ruby that you slotted into that spot, or is that just a light to indicate that you put the ruby into the machine? I don't know. May I ask one more giant favor of you? Oh, of course. While I was studying gemstones, I discovered something important. There's another gem that forms a pair with this ruby. Gee, I wonder what that gem is. If you're a Pokemon fan, you can probably guess. The other gemstone is supposed to be in the Sevii Islands. Andrew, please, I need you to go find the other gem. Andrew, may I have your fairy pass and the town map? So let's give him over that tri-pass, and instead give us a rainbow pass back. That allows us to explore the other Sevii Islands. This is my own fairy pass. It will let you get to all the Sevii Islands. Andrew, please, I can't do it without your help. Help me, Andrew, you're my only hope. So if we head down to the harbor here, we can now go over to 4 Island, as well as 5 Island, 6 Island, and 7 Island. But we're gonna go to 4 Island first because, you know, going in order is just better. So here we are on 4 Island before being interrupted by Gary. Hey, Andrew, what are you doing here in the Sevii Islands? You should quit copying me, you know. Anyways, I already got my Pokemon eggs, so I'm done with this island. Heh, I bet you don't even know about Pokemon eggs. You'll never fill your national Pokedex that way. By the way, I saw someone we both know on this island. Why don't you go look around if it makes you curious? Me, I don't have the time to waste. Be smelling ya. Bye, jerk. Anyway, here we are on 4 Island. And first thing I want to mention is that you may recognize this music if you've played other Pokemon games, because this is actually the music that played in Azalea Town and Blackthorn City in Pokemon Gold and Silver, as well as the remakes Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It's a song that I actually rather enjoy, and I especially love this remix in the Fire Red and Leaf Green sound font. But if we check this sign here, 4 Island, the Warm Blue Flow Island. Yes, Flow Island is the alternative name. Once again, better than just 4 Island. But now that I have checked for some things in the Pokemon Center, I can go up here to the daycare. I'm the daycare man. I help take care of the precious Pokemon of trainers. If you'd like me to raise your Pokemon, have a word with my wife. Yes, so as Gary alluded to, he got a Pokemon egg from the daycare up here. I'm the daycare lady. We can raise Pokemon for you. Would you like us to raise one? Well, I am not going to do this, but I will go over what the daycare is, basically. If you remember, back just south of Cerulean City, there was a different daycare, but that one only allowed you to leave behind 1 Pokemon at a time, whereas this daycare allows you to leave 2. And if those 2 Pokemon are in the same egg group and are of opposite genders, they will sometimes leave behind a Pokemon egg. Nobody really knows how it gets there officially, but regardless, you can leave 2 Pokemon in the same egg group behind there, and they will maybe leave behind an egg for you. I believe the species of the Pokemon will be the same as the female, and sometimes that Pokemon will also inherit compatible moves from the father that the female species doesn't normally learn. So, like, for example, you could breed a Charmander with some other Pokemon, and it might get access to a Dragon-type move that it can't normally learn. which is pretty interesting. Anyway, this guy is a body slam tutor. I probably won't teach that to anyone because Yokozuna already has it, and nobody else really has a need for body slam. Although maybe that would be better on Jeremy than Slash, but I don't know. Anyway, I should also mention, actually, what do you have to say?
Lorelei has returned. Did she find the city life too stressful, I wonder?
I wonder if Lorelei actually lives here. Anyway, Pokemart is selling full restores here, which is very nice. Still selling Max Repels, which I refuse to buy. And Ultra Balls of 2, of course. I don't think you guys have anything interesting to say. Aside from Icefall Cave, which is actually a place we want to head over to. But I do want to see if... Oh, this guy's talking about stickers. Oh, excellent, you've come to the right place. Look, see? These are my stickers. Look how many I got. I bet you want some. I bet you do. I'll give you a sticker if you can tell me something awesome about yourself. What will you brag about? The Hall of Fame, I guess. Oh, wow, you made it into the Hall of Fame. That's pretty good. Yep, I'll give you one of these. Got a Hall of Fame sticker applied to the trainer card. So... Actually, I don't remember this at all. So if we look at the trainer card... I don't know where that sticker is, actually. Oh, well, whatever. Ignoring that guy, because he's not very important. If we head over to this house, this is actually Lorelei's house here. And I see that item there taunting me. She has many Pokemon just chilling here. Or rather, stuffed Pokemon. I don't think any of these are actually alive. Unless one of them is, maybe? I don't think so. No. No, these are all stuffed. Whatever. But I should also mention that in the 4-island town here, you can surf here and find one of 2 new Pokemon. In Fire Red, you will find Wooper, and in Leaf Green, you will find Meryl. You have a chance of finding one of them depending on the version. Both Pokemon native to Johto, just like Slugma. But now, we want to surf over here and collect this item, the Stardust, which can be sold. There's also that girl I wanted to talk to right there. Oh, you found me. Please don't tell Lorelei. Did you know that Lorelei has lots and lots of stuffed dolls? Every time she comes back to Far Island, her collection grows. I'm sure it does. But anyway, now that I'm just done talking to random people, we can actually head up this way towards the cave. Ooh, chilly. I made a slushie using ice I shaved inside Icefall Cave. It's chilly and tasty. Well, we'll have to see that chilly and tasty ice from Icefall Cave next time, because we've actually done quite a bit this episode. So next time, we're going to go through Icefall Cave and see what we can find there. Maybe we'll find some new Pokemon too. I don't know. Anyway, see you guys then.